Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're going to get right into it today. Got some cars moved around. Got our Smash 325i outside. Waiting to figure out what to do on that. If you aren't familiar with it, check out the last couple videos. Bought that hoping it was just a quick fix. And, just basically just needing a bumper, core support, and a headlight. And, well, we've got a blown motor. M3 is outside looking pretty. Just had a paint correction on that. 330 is outside chilling. And we got our 332,000 mile 325i in the shop. This is a 2005. If you haven't seen the first video, check it out. This thing is absolutely clean inside. Body's in really nice shape. Just has a lot of miles and a big old coolant leak. If you remember the last video, this had a big crack in the radiator. It was kind of spewing out the side once it got to temp. But it would hold temp until it got low on fluids. So we did try to put a different radiator in it, cobble together a couple cooling system pieces, and it just wasn't working. I went ahead and ordered some parts for it because I really do believe that this engine is good. I did do a compression test on it. I'll throw the numbers up on the screen here. All 170 to 180. Very, very healthy engine, even though it's got 332,000 miles on it. So today we've got our E46 cool kit from FCP Euro. The hoses are all Rhine. We got the overflow tank with a new coolant temp sensor, radiator cap. We've got Phoebe Bilstein water neck. I think this is part of what we had some issues with last time. Some new O-rings for the transmission cooler. I believe this is a Graf water pump, new Borg Warner thermostat, and some snackers right there just to keep my energy up. We are going to have to do some disassembly again. All this I just put in loosely. We're going to take this intake system off real quick, just the scoop here in the air box, give us some room, get that fan out, then we get our reservoir lines, blah, 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 all out of the way and ready to reinstall with new. I'm hoping I don't have to take the radiator out again, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And then, like I said, hopefully she'll hold water and temp. First thing we got to do is pop this upper hose off. We're going to take a clip here, right here at the expansion tank, and then right here at the thermostat. The ridge should come off because we just basically had this separated a couple days ago. Yep, we got a little bit of leakage, and we put the pan in the right spot, so that's always good. All right, hose is off. We're going to save this one. This is it's actually a brand new Rhine. But we'll save this. I'm going to take this expansion tank out now. There's one hose here down right next to the alternator. Just going to pick that up. Hopefully she cooperates, comes off. I don't know why, but this coolant, it stinks so bad. We've mostly flushed it out. So I think once we get this running, I may just run some water and a flush in it. I'm going to reach down. There's a tab on the bottom of the expansion tank. It just slides out towards the center of the fan. We'll grab some more leverage here, pop that off. The trick I like was actually taught to me by Day Off DIY, my buddy Alec. If you haven't checked him out, he's got awesome DIY stuff for BMWs. And just take a pry bar against the core support and underneath the cap, and she lifts right up. Sometimes these will get really stubborn and stick on there. We know it's going to come pretty easy. And then on the bottom, we've got our level sensor. Want to undo that. This is also brand new Molly, but made in China. Basically, we need to get the shroud out of the way. In order to do that, we got to undo the fan. So you get this fan clutch kit off of Amazon. I'll throw a link in the description. All right, so you just use one of the tools against the water pump pulley pull. All right, and then just remember, it's lefty tighty, righty loosey. This is reverse thread. Once you break it loose, you can usually just spin it by hand, and she'll back all the way off. There we go. All right, then we've got a push pin here, and then a T27 over here. We can take off our sniffer for our air con. That just slides off to the side. All right, get these push pins out. I usually just use a flathead screwdriver. Just get it started. Then you use a trim tool or a pair of side cutters, and that just pops right out. We got our T27 over here. We're gonna have to do a under hood detail. This is pretty gross under here. Won't be doing that today, but alright. Now our fan and shroud come. What we're left with is lots of room up here to get at the accessories. There is your transmission cooler. It just comes off with this one pull tab there, and she falls down. It will not leak transmission fluid, only coolant will come out. Then we got one hose down here that'll have to take a clip off. This hose will unclip off of the fan shroud bracket back under the intake right here, which we should be able to get to just fine. And that is this piece that we're replacing and this hose here. I think I'm just going to pop that stuff off real quick, and then we can start attacking the rest of the accessories. Alright, we got that hose and that plastic piece off. I just kind of wanted to show you guys. It might be a little hard to see, but the old one on the left is kind of brownish, reddish color. That's an indication that it's pretty old and needs to be replaced. Right there, 2004. That's when that plastic piece was made. So it's definitely time to do it. This hose has a date code of 2021. So that's been replaced, which is good. I'm going to still put a brand new hose on. I don't want any chance for leaks. And right now we can go ahead. We got to take that serpentine belt off, the main accessory drive, get that water pump pulley off, thermostat out, lower hose. So we still got a little bit of work to do here, guys. This is a spring tensioner. Some of these do have a hydraulic tensioner. So we just need to get that out of the way. I think let's get that hose off next. Got a clip here at the top of the thermostat. You guys won't be able to see, but there's another clip at the bottom of the radiator. There's also a coolant sensor down there that we want to unbuckle. I think I'm going to need a little leverage to get off the lower hose. Oh, she came. Ooh, right on my dolly. Let's see. Will she come off nice? Yep. Alright. Got our lower hose off. I think this was, again, one of the spares that I have. That's from 2015, so it's 10 years old. This probably should just go right in the trash. Alright, now we need to get our thermostat off. So we need to get our thermostat off. We got a harness right here in the front. Get that out of the way. Then we've got 1, 2, and then right underneath, 3 10s. We also need to loosen up this engine hoist bracket. That's an 11 for some reason, and a 13. I'm going to start with lucky number 13 here. Alright, now we're going to take our water pump pulley off. Try to tuck this guy out of the way a little bit. If I were a smarter man, I would have tried to loosen these with the belt still on it, but they're actually coming pretty good. Sometimes these will get pretty stuck on. You hear that? No, dinner's not ready. That's a metal pulley. These are plastic from the factory, so someone has actually replaced with a good metal pulley. But it's a Euro part. They're not really known for the best. That's just a simple pulley, so it should be fine. So now we've got 4 10-mil nuts on the water pump that we got to take off. So I still always like to crack them all first. And again, once you crack them loose, there's really not much. They just come right off. So now all 4 bolts are out. On both sides, right here in the middle, is a threaded portion where you can put 2 of the thermostat bolts into, and that helps push the water pump out, because this is going to be in there, and then you don't have to pry on or anything like that. The only downside is sometimes these will get kind of full of junk, so we're just going to take it easy. We're not going to ram it in there with pneumatics or electrics. We'll get them both snug just by hand. As you're torquing down, you're going to just alternate side to side. You just want to put some even pressure on it and drive that water pump out straight. I just wait till I start seeing a little gap, like right there, and then I switch to the other side. And just go a little further than that one. Switch back again, and just kind of work it all the way out. And there we go. So this one, AC Delco. It's an AC Delco, which I mean is a decent brand, but made in China. This will go in the junk pile. I can't read any date codes on it. Just don't forget to take off your thermostat housing bolts before you throw this thing in the trash. So next, we basically got everything we removed that we need to remove. I'm going to just clean up those mating surfaces. We'll get the new water pump installed, We'll put our thermostat in, hoses back in, and away we go. All right, for this, I'm just going to use a little Scotch-Brite pad with a little brake clean. We'll just go around the edges, clean everything up, and I'll bring you back when I get that all set. All right, guys, I'm pretty happy with that. Now there is still a little bit of stainage around there. You just don't want to feel it with your finger. Now a little bit of stainage is fine. Aluminum's porous; it's going to stain. So I think we should be good. I think we're ready to put that new water pump in. All right, so there is only one direction for this to go in. This little tab goes to the top. It will not fit if you put it upside down. It's also indexed. This direction is shorter across than here. So there really is only one way. And to help it go in so we don't tear this seal up, you can use some Sil Glide, some spray silicone. I'm just going to use some of this coolant that's in here. That's nice and slippery. Should be totally fine to get us home. Slid right into place. So let me get those bolts on. Then we can go slam that thermostat in. All right, I got all the nuts started. Just the 10 mils that we used before. And again, I'm just going to, especially if it didn't fully seat, you just want to kind of walk it side to side. You don't want to get this thing cocked in and ruin that brand new seal. And as you're finishing up tightening, just look to make sure that it does look like it is fully seated. It's not in there crooked. And I think we look pretty good. So we're going to tighten it good and tight. All right, we're going to do the same thing. Just let it, don't forget to slide it underneath that engine hoist bracket. I'll start with the 13, and then I'll do the 310s. Just want to get it started, because this can cock a little bit, and you don't want to miss the line or not be able to get the other 10 mils in. And on blind holes, I just like to go in with my finger and kind of feel the hole, and then you can slide the bolt in. All right, now we got all the 10 started. We can go ahead and we can torquelize them down. I accidentally got a little ahead of myself, guys. Apologize. Got the lower hose on. Again, just lube it up with either some Sil Glide, spray silicone, or even the coolant. Don't forget your connector here on the thermostat. Now this harness routes behind down in here, so make sure that's tucked in the way. You don't want to get sucked in the fan. Remember your connection down at the bottom of the radiator hose for the coolant temp sensor. And I think we're good to put our pulley back on. So the pulley is indexed as well, in the sense that you can only put it on one way. Now you can get two of the holes lined up in any position, but you won't be able to get the other two. So just make sure as you're putting it on that you can have access to all four. One of the cars I had recently only had two of the water pump pulley bolts in, and I'm sure that's why, and they couldn't figure it out. So sometimes I like to take one bolt, put it in the hole, and come down and kind of find the spot. All right, so we got our serpentine belt system back together. If you don't remember the routing, just Google it. There's tons of posts out there. We got our new plastic elbow piece in right here. You got to put that in before you can reconnect the transcooler. I did go ahead and replace the old O-rings. These seem pretty good, but it's just good to change them out. They're only like 25 cents a piece. I guess next we can get in the hose that we're replacing as well, and then put our fan back in. All right, so I got our fan shroud in, got that new hose in place, and I'm glad we are replacing it, because when I pulled it off, this little guy stayed behind. That goes inside of this hose, so I'm not really sure how this hose already fell apart. Like I said, this was that was a 2021 date code on it, so kind of sad to see that this is already garbage. So it will go in the trash. We can go ahead and get our last thing to really put in. It's going to be our expansion tank. We already got the level sensor on there. You're down in, just again lube the bottom, either some old coolant, Sil Glide. There's also on the back side, you see there's this little clip that slides into place on the fan shroud bracket. And just a good push like that, we should be good to go. The lower bracket is in there. I did forget to hook up the level sensor. I'll do that from underneath. Let's just get this one last hose put in place. All right. Oh, I was going to say we should be watertight, but we're missing a big piece, the upper hose. Let's see, we'll get everything kind of in place. We'll do the thermostat side first. And I like to leave the clips down so you get the nice satisfactory click. Like that. This side can be a pain. So let me clean up some tools. I'm going to grab some water. We're just going to fill this with water first. Again, just to make sure we got good, everything sealed up. Then we'll pressure test it. Then we'll go ahead, we'll run it, get it at operating temp, make sure we're not overheating. And then from there, you know, we can do a full flush. We'll get all that water out. All right, we got everything back together. Everything's topped off. Again, the proper way to bleed is to take that bleeder screw out. That's right there in that corner. Fill your expansion tank until bubbles come out of that. Put your bleed screw back in. Set your appropriate level in the expansion tank, and you should be good to go. So why don't we fire this thing up and see if it wants to behave. Of course, the battery's tired. Well, I guess it's time to break out the Exito jump pack. I showed you this in a previous video. This is my Exito jump pack. It's got the nice jumper cables that disconnect, make it easy to put in this handy storage tote. Makes carrying it around extremely easy. You've got DC out, you've got in and out, a Type-C out on USB 1 and 2. So you can charge your phone, other USB accessories, and even your laptop. So just plug that in here. We're going to hit start. We got 94%. Start again. We should be able to use the jump point. All right. Let's give her a crank now. Like butter. And I don't see a bunch of stuff dripping out, so that's always good. That's just water I've spilled previously. And now we just wait for her to get up to temp, and that AC is nice and cold. It feels good. It's not too hot. It's just kind of muggy out. It's Atlanta. We get a little humidity. But we'll wait and see what this wants to do. Well, I think we did it, guys. I've been sitting here for a while at temp, and it is holding steady. And I do have heat in the cabin, so we don't have any air pockets. So the next step, I guess, is let's take this out on our maiden voyage. So far, so good. We're about to go out on the road. She's holding temp just fine. AC's nice and cold. We're just gonna take her easy for a minute just to make sure she's not gonna overheat. But so far so good. All the shifts feel pretty good. This does have the original OEM shocks up front, and they've had better days. I mean, this has got 332,000 miles on it, so they've served a life, that's for sure. Someone did replace the rear ones. I'm not sure we're going to get into all that on this one. I think this might just be a quick catch and release. But I'm also just trying to feel, how does the transmission shift? She's got some miles on her, but this is the GM transmission, which they hold up a little better than the ZF Auto. So far, so good. No weird shifts. It's shifting fine. It's hitting all the gears. We're doing 65-ish. Again, smooth, just floaty. Gen temp is holding absolutely perfect right in the middle. That's awesome. We'll get her home, make sure there's no weird smells. Alright, I'm gonna get this back to the house. We'll just do a final check and walk around, and I think that'll wrap up this video. Well guys, we made it back. No weird smells, no smoke. There's certainly projects to do. We could do the struts, and it needs steering rack boots, so we probably just put some tie rod ends on, new boots. I think we're pretty much done. I just need to clean it up really well, and I might just throw it up on a marketplace, see if it goes, because we do still have the black 325i, the slick top with the bad motor, and I think today I'm actually going to pull the motor out. It's toast. I mean, I should just leave it in there as a boat anchor, but I'm really contemplating just trying to find a new motor for it. and then slapping that in. I really would hate to give up on this thing. There's still so much that's in good shape on it. So we'll have to see. You guys let me know. Should we find a motor for it? For this one? Should we dive any deeper in on this one, or just do the catch and release and send her on the way? So we got plenty of projects to do. But yeah, appreciate you all watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.